All I've got to say is, are you having a laugh? Regency menstruation is so not a good look. It is disgusting, damp, unbearable. I don't know how on earth they put up with it. This is just not going to work. Because it does that, and I'm sorry, but this, it's just gonna, it's gonna last 2 minutes. I was dreading this and now I know why. First I thought it'd be okay, but it is ridiculous. I couldn't even put the thing on properly. You got to tie it, for crying out loud. How on earth do they expect anybody to even leave their rooms?
Women often retreated to their rooms throughout menstruation, the excuse being given that they were indisposed.
Because we are both married ladies and very experienced married ladies, we'd like to tell you this evening about the birds and the bees.
Yes,
To lighten the mood, the chaperones are giving their ladies a Regency biology lesson.
Yes, before you even consider birds or bees, you must get a title. It is the only thing that matters. Where you get them from, it doesn't matter, but the older, the crummier, the nearer death the title holder is, the more fun you will have.
I have become quite giggly and girly and into really girly things, and it's like I have regressed into a childhood thing. And the idea of being a sexually attractive woman to somebody, it doesn't sit right, it doesn't feel right. And, I find it quite disturbing that somebody may perceive me in that way.
Yes, we did the other one.
Someone who certainly does see heiress Miss Hopkins in that way is wealthy Mr. Everett. In Regency terms, they're a perfect match.
But it just happens that in the first few days, me and Miss Hopkins sort of found a connection. And it's really difficult talking to the guys because I probably shouldn't be saying this, but, well, what the hell, I'm a bit pissed, but, blatantly, me and Miss Hopkins have had a bit of a snug on a couple of occasions.
Now, we have here some little pieces of equipment that you might think are little mini reticules. And you'd be right, because they are. They're handy for the odd guinea or something like that.
Condoms were called French letters because they arrived flat in the post and were a defence against syphilis, the French disease.
That was for Captain
They were only ever used with prostitutes.
Definitely no men in this house that will be wearing those.
Don't you believe it, Miss Hopkins?
Regency men were encouraged to be sexually active. Their prospective wives, however, were not.
How could they possibly get the wrong idea?
The more I learn about men, the more I just think, you know what, I can't be bothered with you. Like, why does anyone ever get married? And goodness knows why they did in the Regency times, because, they'd be forced to have loads of children, so that, well, not that they had much contraceptive choice anyway, but, men would be desperately trying to produce a male heir. No, thank you, I'll steer well clear of that.
The constraints placed on the women are felt all the more keenly because of their lack of physical activity. Something that was never a problem for Regency men. Master of the house, Mr. Gorrell Barnes, has challenged his footman to a game of Regency football.
Are we going to slaughter them? It's very simple. We'll just tell them to get out of the way. If they have the ball, we'll tell them to stop. We'll just take the ball and kick them in the goal.
It wasn't all plain sailing for the men. The pressure was on to play hard and rough.
Excuse me. Wig off, that's a foul.
Everybody crossing out now! Are any of you bruised from your exertions?
I've got a torn calf muscle, and I nearly fell off the horse this morning.
You are ailing indeed, sir.
Yeah.
The first port of call in the event of injury would be the local bone setter or surgeon.
This is the amputation saw. This is only for the bone.
Surgeons came in 3 classes: the educated elite, the doctor surgeon, and the old-fashioned travelling surgeon who might also be a barber or blacksmith.
Gallstones. Indeed so, sir. You are
Wow.
you are well informed.
What are they for? gallstones.
It is inserted until it reaches the bladder. And then upon reaching the bladder, it is flipped over to lie against the base of the bladder. And we then take a suitable knife and cut you. The best practitioners could have the stone out in a minute. You have to operate quickly.
Quickly because of the pain.
That's right.
I have some gallstones.
Have you indeed?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to...
Would any of you be bled? I do have leeches.
Yeah.
Bad blood was believed to be the root of all ills, so bloodletting became a common remedy.
The leeches will attend to any bruises, surely.
Leeches were applied for everything, fever or a hangover, or even to freshen the body for spring.
Now we'll see whether he wants to play.
Oh, something's happening.
Did you feel a bite?
It's sort of a tickling bite, really.
Just keep feeding it a bit.
Fluffy.
You've now got a blood.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, he's engaged.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I can feel that definitely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
For the kill.
Yeah, can someone hold this?
Yeah, I got it. When they are chopped.
It does make you more attractive. Definitely makes you more. A man with a leech on his arm is, irresistible.
That's always a good candle, though.
I thought it'd be nice if we could all see each other properly. God, I can see you all for the first time. You're all rather beautiful, aren't you? Gas.
Joining the party is Regency House physician Dr. Kevin Ilsley. Physicians were gentlemen. They were educated and expensive. But with limited practical ability, they often did their patients more harm than good.
Women would write gloomily about being pregnant again and the dangers that were inherent in it.
So they were really entering a sort of veil of death.
Yeah, well, yes, they were, and there was that threat, and of course it was no respecter of persons. I mean, in 1817 we had Princess Charlotte. At the age of 21, she had a long and lingering death as a result of childbirth. The other thing that is so different from today is the number of children that women had. An average of 6 or 7, and of course the havoc that wreaked with their anatomy and scarring and so on, which must have made intercourse, lovemaking, quite painful and unpleasant as time went on.
1 in 3 women died in childbirth. I had no idea it was as desperate as that. That is so terrifying. To imagine that your chances I can hardly put my head around that.
Mr. Foxsmith.